Hello everybody and welcome back to All the Mod 6. Today, we set up some simple auto-crafting to create all the alloys from Mekanism, and set up a auto-crafting for creating every storage part in Refined Storage, including extra disks, to create an infinite storage part. I hope you enjoy. So today, I think it's about time we start setting up some auto-crafting. And by auto-crafting, I mean getting a refined storage to actually make stuff that we need that takes a long time to make. For instance, making the storage parts for our system. Now, you might remember I had like a really high number of parts. I ended up having to turn it into a disk because, of course, this thing was getting full. Like, these drives are pretty much full. And so I had to turn it into that. It's 262 million, but I have gone ahead and since then made another part. Oops, there we go. I have made a 1,000 million. So this wasn't the one we have. This is the one we have now, and it requires 3 of them to make infinite storage parts. So I just need 2 more, and we're so close. I've gone through like thousands upon hundreds of thousands of 1K storage parts already, but they're so annoying to make. So I have set up a tiny bit of auto crafting just to make the processors. So you can see up here we have a crafter. I can't remember if I showed this before. Oh yeah, we did have the crafter because I needed it for making coal blocks for the Botania setup. So I've added a quartz and the 3 different patterns here for different processors, and I've added a pattern for processor binding. Now with that, processor binding required a ton of string, so I was always down in the mine killing spiders, so that's why we have like 17,000 spider heads. But since then, an update has come out for the pack. About time. It's been a good while. And yeah, they've changed a couple of things. The texture of these wood from the big mushrooms now, or the bulbous plants, I don't know if I like it that much. I preferred when it was just like pure white. I don't like having this grey, veiny kind of texture to it. Now, I probably will get used to it, but as of right now, when I first saw it, I was like, no, I don't like this at all. But another thing that's changed is a couple of the bees have got new textures. So you might remember the diamond bees had like their new stone texture, but now iron bees have a stone texture. And they've got like a crystal or something on their head. So was the emerald lapis one. The slime bee has got a new texture. He just looks like a big plump bee trying to move through everybody. I'm pretty sure also coal has a new texture as well. Redstone, gold has a new one, coal, lapis, and there's nothing in this one. And we have a new bee, a spider bee. Now, it wasn't that hard to find. All I had to do was go to an unloaded chunk, which was right here in this plains biome. I just found it instantly. They use wool, and I've set up 2 of them now, and if we look up string, they produced a fair bit of string for us. So now that we have string bees, we can pretty much automate making processor binding no problem. And I've also set up the Ultimadium bee down here instead of where the spider bee is. And with the Ultimadium bee, I've now gone ahead and made ourselves a Vibranium bee and an Unobtainium bee. So I have a plan that I want to make every single bee, and because of that, I have made a to-do list. I'm always wondering what should I do in each video, so I've set up a to-do board here. And the villager who was here is now right there. Oh, oops, I broke that flower. Put that flower back. Yeah, so the villager is now right here. So that's okay. So over here we have our to-do list. And number 1, I was going to number them all, but it's no point numbering because I'll just go anywhere. But we have set up auto-crafting, set up a mob farm, mess with the create mod, which I want to add a windmill onto the front of the chimney there. Set up 5 times ore processing. That would be great. Right now we're only doing 6 times because, well, technically it's only 3 times, but we get 6 times when we double it with the elemental craft. Get every type of bee apiary, so I want to set up 1 apiary for every single bee, and I want 9 of each bee in each apiary. Nature's Aura is another mod I want to have a look at, and make a bigger reactor, or make a better reactor. The reactors we have produce 7,000 RF, and we have 3 of them, so that's like 21,000 RF. It's still not enough. Our machines in here, when I've sped them up, are using nearly like 20,000 RF. They're not using much right now, but you can see it's flickering between 500, only because this guy is, I think, burning fuel or something, I don't know. So they're not that great, and when we set up a builder, of course the builder uses up all the power instantly. And speaking of builder, let me just show you what happened to the other dimension when we were mining. Remember when we said the ores didn't mine? Yeah, they didn't. So we've just got a massive hole full of ores. Yeah, so with the gigantic hole we have here, I have gone ahead and mined up a small bit of the vibranium that is available to us. Like, there's a bit here, here, over there, there, and there. I have mined up a fair bit of it, and that's how I was able to make the vibranium bees. Because with the vibranium bees, we are getting a ton of vibranium. Like, I've got 500 ingots, but that came from the other. And we've got 400 ingots, which will then give us another 45. So we are getting tons and tons of vibranium and everything. I still got 15 or 14.5k honeycomb to go through. Also, our sword has become the most powerful thing in the world. You might remember, we stopped at like 250 or something like that, and we went and killed the dragons. My map hole in the top left is 27,000. We were only about 5,000. Since I finished that recording, I went in and killed a bunch of villagers. And, of course, I went AFK then, and I thought I turned off all of the... Well, what's it called? The thing that damages mobs to regen our mana. Turns out I forgot to turn off about 2 of them. And I've been AFKing for about 2 days. Hence why there was no video yesterday. So I've been AFKing for a good while. And with all this, I went and spent about a couple of hours killing a... Where did you come from? I did not know an iron golem could be there. Anyway, so with that, our sword, brace yourself, I probably went a bit overboard, 1,000 damage. Our sword does now 1,000 damage, and it can keep going. And I don't know whether or not to keep going or not. Do I just keep going until the sword is like 10,000 damage? What's the maximum damage this sword can have? And because of its 1,000 damage, I want to try and kill the Ender Dragon again, and I want to go kill the Gaia Spirit from Botania. Now that's for a later thing, once we start getting into making an Angel Ring. Because Angel Ring is kind of close. I'll show you. This Angel Ring here requires a Gaia Guardian Ingot, or Gaia Spirit Ingot. Which does need Gaia Spirit. Terra Steel, I've already got about 4 blocks of it. I have been crafting a bit because of how easy it is to get mana because of our Blacker Lotuses, which we've nearly got 10,000 of. So that's enough blabbering about what we've done. Let's get started on setting up some auto-crafting. I've also set up these travel anchors just to be able to get around easier. For some reason, even though it doesn't show it, I can teleport to wherever I want. So, what we want to do is set up auto-crafting, and to set up auto-crafting, of course, we're going to need a crafter. Now, there is better crafters you can make. For instance, a netherite crafter, which can hold 81 patterns and has a base speed of 125%. The normal crafter from Refined Storage doesn't actually have, I think it's like a speed of 0. We can set up through iron, which is a base speed of 1, 5, 25, and then 125. So our best bet is to make a netherite crafter. So literally all I need is one crafter, and then I just grab another crafter, upgrade that crafter to another crafter, to finally netherite. And we've got 100k netherite, 7 million redstone, 6.8 million lapis, 1.1 million diamonds. We have a lot, and I have been just sitting here smelting stone, because we had like 2.2 million cobblestone. I might as well get like stone up pretty high. Yeah, so we want to go, I don't know whether to put the crafter in here. Actually, we're going to have to make an extra few crafters, because I want to auto-craft today all the alloys from Mechanism. So if we look up at Mech, I want to create the infused alloy, reinforced alloy, and where... Oh, okay, I'm out. Oh, never mind, I have them right here. Atomic alloys. To make these alloys, of course, we're going to need redstone. But we can use enriched redstone, which comes from an enrichment chamber. So if we make an enrichment chamber, set it up down here, and put in redstone, diamond dust, and refined obsidian dust, which we can get, because refined obsidian requires diamond dust. So that should be easy enough. I've already set this up in my stream. It took me a while to figure out how to do it. But the first thing, all we need is, of course, a couple of infusers and enriching. I think we just need one enricher. So if we find ourselves an enrichment chamber, which is, which guy is it? This guy here. So we need an enrichment chamber. We're also going to need a metallurgic infuser. We're going to need 4 of these. Apparently they don't stack, so... Actually, no, I just need 3. We could set up a 4th one for making just the dusts, like refined obsidian if we need to, but I don't think there's any need to. So from there then, we can upgrade these all to factories, or max tier installers, which is pretty simple, just with you. Make it into a basic one. Pretty simple. And then just change this one out for elite. Or, no, we need an advanced. We don't actually have any advanced ones. Okay, we'll just make a couple advanced. We don't actually have advanced. Oh yeah, we have to do this. There we go. It pretty much would be actually easier just to use the installer. You know what? We can add the installers once we have already set these up. So if we come down here, I want to do it down here. So our cable comes from here, and I'll probably just do it like right along this part of the wall right here. We can move it over if we have to in the future. But all we need to do then is grab our 4 infusing factories, put them down, and set them up so that they don't input into each other. That way we won't have to worry about cables, or not cables, things pumping into each other, so we can all have a separate system for each one. So same for the enrichment chamber. So all we need now is extra crafters. So if we just get tier 1 crafters, because we don't need any special ones, so we just grab 4 of these. Now with these 4 crafters, we actually need to place them down the way. So if we come here, I need to actually put a couple of blocks above so I can place them down into it like this. Nope, you're placing forward. And boom. There we go. Break these. And put them down. Right, so now we've got a crafter on each one. So if we grab ourselves a cable. Cable. There we go. Run this cable down and hook it into each one. Now one connects to the other ones, but we might as well just leave it at that. So now what we need is a pattern crafter, which we could make another one here. Because we have one over in our house. We might as well make a second one here. So a pattern... Simple enough. Just make a couple of grids. Why not? We need to make a couple of patterns. So I'll make a stack of them. Create a pattern grid. Slap the pattern grid right here. And put our patterns in here. So the first one we want to make is redstone. So if we go to processing and go to app mechanism, we want to craft... Where is it? I don't actually see it. But if we want to craft enriched redstone. So 1 redstone makes enriched redstone, create. Now we need to do the same thing with, diamond. So if we say we want to make enriched diamond, so that's 1 diamond, enrich, yes. The next one's refined obsidian dust. We actually need to make enriched obsidian, which is refined obsidian dust, which is made like that. Now we've got our 3 patterns. That's to make each one. But of course, to make refined obsidian dust, we need diamond and obsidian dust. So if we add enriched diamond and obsidian dust, actually 1 enriched diamond, how many does 1 enriched diamond make? Is that 8? 10, no, it's a 1-to-1. Okay, so to create that, so this will make an enriched diamond dust from an obsidian dust, and of course to make obsidian dust, we need to put obsidian in an enrichment chamber, and that will create 4. There we go. So all these have to go inside the enrichment chamber down here, inside the crafter above the enrichment chamber. So all of them in there. So now, when we ask it to create dust, or enriched, it'll ask us to craft and say, yeah, craft us 10. Start. It will put 10 in here. Well, 10 redstone, it should. Right? It should put 10 redstone in here. Why isn't it working? Ah, okay, I forgot I turned off the thing at the top. Okay, now it works. So we grab ourselves some cable. Some ultimate universal cable and come behind the wall right here. Dig up. We should be able to dig across here without exposing anything. Come down. And we're out of cable now, so we need to actually make some more cable. So just make a stack of this, why not? And then a stack. And a stack. And then upgrade to a stack. There we go. Stack of universal cable. Wait, come down. Yeah, but this Paxel's really slow at breaking cable now. But there we go. So we can actually put stone, that back, and then hide most of the cable like this. There we go. I thought by putting an exporter on would help, but as you can see now we're creating 10 of it, and this is very slow, so we need to add actually some speed upgrades to it. So speed upgrades, pretty simple. I need 4 sets of it, so just shift right click them in. And we might need to add some energy upgrades into these ones as well. But we will set up autocrafting for these as well, because later on we're going to need a ton of them for when we're going to make our nuclear reactor from Mechanism. But you can see it's made 10, and then we have no way to export this. So we just need to grab ourselves an importer and stick it onto the front and set the front export like that. And I want to also add exports onto the back of these infusing factories that are underneath it, because those ones are going to be set up to always input. Actually, if that's the case, then what we need actually then is to grab this pattern, this one here. So this enriched diamond dust. This enriched diamond dust was made by, let's see, enriched obsidian comes refined obsidian, which comes from metallurgical infuser. So if we actually grab this pattern, shift right click to clear it, and come back up here, there's one thing I forgot to say. So if we want to make this, just go in here and delete this. So 1 obsidian dust will make a refined obsidian. There we go. We don't need any diamond dust added to it, because what will happen is this one's going to be redstone, this one's going to be diamond, this guy's going to be obsidian. So all we have to do is put this guy in here. There we go. To grab ourselves some exporter cables, come underneath and set the exporter to export enriched redstone all the time. So if we just grab ourselves, actually I need to hook this up. So if I put a cable, nope, not like that. Where's my cable? There's my cable. Put a cable there, and put a cable coming down the front like this. There we go. Actually, I could probably do it easier if I just set the cable to come up this way and do it out the front cable sticking out there. Perfect. And we can get rid of this cable and then hide most of these. So what we need then is our enriched dust. So we need enriched redstone, enriched obsidian, and enriched diamond. So in this one we want redstone, in this one we want diamond, and in this one we want obsidian. There we go. And set the bottom, since we want it to be yellow port, the bottom is going to be yellow. So that will input our extra or our enriched stuff into the bottom, so that way we can pretty much store all of this in there now. Pretty simple. But because we need to always have enriched redstone in here, we need to set up a crafter, so a crafting upgrade. So if we grab ourselves 3 of these, why am I always out of crafting tables? There we go. So we grab ourselves 3 of these, and we stick 1 crafter upgrade in each one. This will always make sure that we always have our processing area always full. So as you can see, it is going to slowly craft redstone out and store it into here. Why isn't it exporting though? That's a little bit weird. It should export. Oh, you know why? Because this cable needs to be connected right here. There we go. Now it'll export. So why isn't it making any more? This should be making more. This should go until this thing is full. So why isn't it going? It doesn't matter. Maybe it'll make more once we start crafting stuff. So now, we actually probably didn't even need this netherite crafter. Oh wait, no we will, because now we'll have to tell it to make all of the different parts. So if we go in here and look at, we have to go back up to the pattern grid. So the pattern grid, we want to search alloy. So of course, we want to make each one of the infused alloys. So if we tell it here, just make, one iron makes an infused alloy. And then if we search alloy again, tell it the next one is reinforced, get rid of that. So now it's one infused alloy to make reinforced alloy. And the same again for atomic alloy, get rid of the enriched, one reinforced to make atomic. There we go. So now if we come back downstairs, grab our crafter, and we just plug it in right here and stick the 3 of these in there. And now we can go in here and say alloy, and we want it to craft, say, 64 of them. It says 64 infused alloy, or 64 available iron to craft that. So now what will happen is we need to actually put oh wait, hang on. No, never mind. They don't go in there. They go in here. So this guy in there, this guy in here, this guy in here. So do I have to recall it, maybe? Say 64 start. I need to turn on the input. I keep forgetting about that. So what will happen is this will put in 64 iron to make 64 infused alloy. And this infused alloy should be ejected from the front. So I need to make sure I make it so it ejects all from the front. And probably add speed upgrades onto it as well. So just grab some speed. And add speed upgrades onto every single one of these. Okay, I'm not sure if it's working now, but the number is going up. But I did request 64 of this to be made. So of course it's making it in here. So let's see if any more will be made if this has emptied. I'm kind of hoping it does. It might not request more because this is full, but it should just go until this reaches 64. And if it doesn't, then there's something else I'm doing wrong. I could have swore just by adding a crafting upgrade in here would tell the system to always craft enriched redstone. Which it should, because, well, of course, redstone dust is in here to make enriched redstone. I might need to pop into my streaming world to make sure I've set up this correctly. But before we do that, we might as well set these up with better installers. So if we upgrade this now to advanced, so 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, I made 5. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these and 4 of these. Oh, we're out of ultimate, so we'll just make, I think 8 of those should be made 4. There we go. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So now they're all maxed out. So this should, in theory, so if I turn on auto sort on all of them, there, this guy filled up, and so did this guy. But then again, there's already enough enriched of that in the system. So I'm going to have to definitely double check how I set up the enriched redstone. It should just craft it. I'm not sure. Like, it definitely works with the coal, so I don't know why it's not working. Like, if we double check our crafter down here, our crafter is set up to create coal, create 1 block of coal, and export it into this ender chest with a block of coal and a crafting upgrade to always make sure this thing is full for our Botania system. But for whatever reason, it just does not want to work. Now, why is that? Well, let's see if we can create some of this alloy. So if we look up alloy, we have 300 atomic alloy. Let's see if we can make another 64. It says it's available. And this one down here should be activated, which it is. I probably should add some speed upgrades into this guy as well, so that he will export stuff a little bit quicker. There we go. So it seems to have crafted the whole 64. And we had 300, now we're at 400. Yes, so it did craft it. Still not sure why this guy's not filling up a redstone. I'm going to have to go into my creative world and double check. So let me do that. Well, I've checked my creative world and I have tried making it work, but it won't. And I have no idea why it's not working. I double checked everything's correct. Like, it is set up to make an enriched redstone. It has a crafting upgrade. So it wants to input enriched redstone into here. And this thing is set up to create enriched redstone using redstone dust. So it should input a redstone dust in here to create enriched redstone, and then that should be exported out and then pumped into here. It just does not want to work, and I don't know why. If anyone knows, please let me know, because I really want to fix this and get it working, and it's not working, and I don't know why. But anyway, let me grab some marble just to fill back in the floor quickly. And the last thing I want to set up, actually there's a couple of things still. What I want to do is actually get a osmium. So if I grab myself an osmium, and I want to craft set up at least crafting for the circuits. So there we go, get rid of that, create osmium to make a basic control circuit. And this should use redstone, and I don't know why it won't. But now if I tell it, well, I might as well have to put this in here. It does work if I tell it to just input redstone. So I don't know why the crafting thing won't work. It just does not make any sense. Like, the thing is set up to input through the top and export out the front. Do I have to turn on auto eject? I don't know. I don't think I need to turn on auto eject. But anyway, now if we look up circuit, and if we hold control shift, we can now request 64 of them to be made, which will then in turn pump this in here. So I'm actually almost just thinking, okay, screw it for the time being. I'm going to put redstone in there, take out that, and just let it craft redstone. I also need to put speed upgrades in here just to export out what's in here. Perfect. And so the last thing I want to set up is also crafting for making this in infinity drive. So of course, if we look up at refined storage, we're going to have to make 1k storage parts. So we already have crafting for quartz set up. So there we go. So what we also want to then set up is processing for sand. So, or for glass. So if we search glass and tell it to smelt a sand, where... I want to make glass, so why won't it tell me to smelt sand? Okay, that's weird. We just grab ourselves some glass and sand. Processing. One sand equals one glass. Create. So in here, I want to push... we could set up the furnace. I want to make another vibranium furnace, because that smelts stacks... Oops. That smells stack of stuff at a time. So let's see if we can make another furnace. So what we want to make is a simple iron furnace. And then gold. All the way up to vibranium. We could almost probably make an unobtainium one as well now. Emerald. Obsidian. Netherite. Copper. From netherite now we need to make an allthemodium, and then allthemodium makes a vibranium, and I don't think we have enough to make an unobtainium one. Are we lucky? Maybe we are. 2 more of them, and boom, unobtainium furnace. I wasn't actually expecting to be able to make one. Perfect. So we come back down here, come over to here, so we grab ourselves a crafter. Just a simple basic one will do. Place our furnace right here. And just come down under it. We need to put a block on top. Boom. Break this. Break that. And now I just need to grab an import and export. You can get rid of those. So import. Export. There we go. So we want to export coal into the side here. We also then want to import everything that's crafted into the system from the bottom. So if we just break this guy right here, grab ourselves some cable. Pretty simple. Cable right here. That should be all connected. I can fill back in the floor here. There we go. So now I just need to grab our speed. Actually, we don't need speed on this upgrade. So if we look up at iron furnaces, I want to make our fuel efficiency. So efficiency upgrade. Wait, actually, I don't need to put fuel. If we use a wireless heat receiver, hang on, bear with me for a second. Grab this guy. Just make it a repeater or a comparator. Make this guy. And then from any power source that we have coming out, say this power source right here, if we plug that in here. So if we grab wireless, shift, put this inside. Now this is linked to this wireless heat receiver. If we just break that cable, put this inside, now what will happen is this thing will use power to heat this system. I don't know if adding in a fuel efficiency will save on power, but we'll soon find out. So now if we just grab ourselves more cable, run it across and connect, using our two patterns, so we have a storage part, but we want glass. So now if we tell it to put this in here, so say if we come to parse, let's say we want to craft 64 of these. It says it's missing glass, dark glass. Oh wait, hang on, I need to make sure I tell it to craft exact. So clear that, put this back into processing mode, and we have it on exact. So there we go, dark glass, change that out for regular glass. There we go. Come back downstairs, plug it in here. There we go. Now say we want a refined storage. God damn, I hate when it does that. Refine. Ash refined. Oh my god. There we go. Storage part 64 craft. Now this will come over here. Actually, we already have a ton of glass, so we won't need to smelt anything for the time being. But we also have these improved ones set up to craft. I now needed to tell it to smelt them in here. So if I come upstairs and tell it to use where is it? Make this. So I wanted to process one basic to that. I wanted to then process that to make this, and then process that to make this. There we go, all three of them, and come back over to our furnace. Put the three of them in there. So now when we create our processors from the ones over in our house, it will now smelt them and store them in here. And now we also need to set up string. So string, well, we actually are making string from our farm, so we actually don't necessarily need to worry about crafting string. So I think that's it. All we have to do now is just tell it to make all the other parts. So turn off processing and make a 4K like this. We got redstone, that's perfectly fine. Then after a 4K one, we need a 16K one. Alright, last but not least, infinite storage part. Tell it how to craft one of those. And now if we go put all of these parts down into here. Now I definitely know we won't have enough to actually craft the infinite storage part straight away. Oh my god, we do! I was not actually expecting me to make it. Start? What will happen? Can we actually make one? It might take a while. Is there a processing window or a menu that we can look at to see what it's doing? There should be like a crafting monitor. I think it's the crafting monitor. So if we grab another pattern. Oh, we're out of patterns. Okay. Just grab a pattern from here. Clear that. Don't need it. There we go. Go in here. Crafting monitor. Oh god, we're missing everything. What the hell's going on? Okay. Crafting monitor. We need 1 quartz iron, so I'm going to make that myself. Autocrafting monitor. Let's put that right here. And you can see it's scheduled this. So let me cancel that one. So now you can see it's crafting this. Machine doesn't accept item. What machine is that it doesn't accept? Where is that set up? I should probably take these out of here because that's not what we're processing. Because over here we have this set up to create this with raw basic processors. So this guy is just smelting one by one. Let me add some stack upgrades and speed upgrades to this. I wonder if we can get this made by the end of this episode. Oh, I can't add stack upgrades in there, but I can add stack upgrades to export though. Perfect, that is smelting instantly. Now I can pull these away. And all we have to do now, wait and see if we can craft this storage part. But how close are we now? Crafting monitor. Yeah, it's going to be like this for a while, so hopefully it will craft it. We have to go through a lot of stuff. It's crafting 3 of these. We've already stored one of those. Stored 2, crafting 3, so we can make 1 more of them, and then it can craft that. It's getting there. We need to make... Where's it saying it's crafting it? Because it says stored all these pieces. So the ones highlighted in blue are or green are the ones that are crafting. They're scheduled and they're crafting. I just don't know why it says machine doesn't accept item. I don't know where it's seeing that from. But chances are this won't be done by the end of this episode. But in the next episode we'll have it. We'll set it up. And we can then store anything we want. We never have to worry about storage ever again. And what I would like to do then is everything that's in these drives. I don't know how you can do this. I don't know if there's like a block or something that will transfer all the items over into that block. Disk manipulator. Maybe this guy. I'd like to be able to put a disk and then transfer everything that's inside it over to the other disk. The disk manipulator might actually do that. Let me actually have a quick look of it and see if we can move everything from one disk to another one. What are we missing? Just quartz, okay. I can make 4 quartz myself. We need another storage housing. Oh, it used up the quartz on me. Storage housing. There we go. Disk manipulator. What's this say? Use the disk manipulator easily modified components of a disk. Okay. So let's say we want to take everything that's inside this 256K one. And it might mess up a system. But if I put the 256K into here and put that there. Does that move everything? Oh, it is. Everything's slowly going across. Okay, so we know how to put everything into the storage now. So everything can be stored on the infinite drive. Hopefully this infinite drive is actually as good as it says. Alright, it's getting close. Alright, I'm going to end the episode there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button if you did, and subscribe if you're new. I do also stream all the Mod 6 over on Twitch as well, so why not go check that out. Link is down in the description. So without further ado, I hope you enjoyed.